Hello friends, and welcome. This is episode 5 of Journey into Fandom Season 2, a podcast where I have guests on to discuss what fandoms and communities they're part of, what their experience has been, what the memes are, and how toxic or wholesome it is. Before we get started, I need to give my Patreon shout out to the Landy Lodge. Thank you so much for supporting this show. I appreciate it tremendously. Also, we have a brand new patron who was a guest on this episode, no less. So Josh, aka Vividity, thank you so much. I'm your host, Caroslon, and today on the show we had 3 guests. We had Chaomix, Sonicsta, and last but not least, Josh on to talk about the movie Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This was such a fun chat. We talked about our experience with the movie, gave our thoughts and reviews on it, and my guests had a lot of theories about the next Sonic movie. Just to let you know, this episode is full of spoilers for Sonic 2, so if you've not seen it yet, please make sure you do that and come back. Now, without any further ado, please join me on this journey into fandom. Friends, you're listening to Journey into Fandom. This is a podcast where I have guests on to discuss what fandoms and communities they're a part of, what their experience has been, what the memes are, and how toxic or wholesome it is. I am your host, Karis Lunn, and today on the show, this is a hugely exciting episode for me. We have our first returning guest. First of all, we have Josh, who is my advisor on basically everything Sonic related. Hello.
Hi. Great to be back.
But I also wanted to have like a roundtable discussion. So I am delighted and honored to have 2 very qualified Sonic influencers on the show. And we're gonna talk about Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I'm just really excited. So we have Chaomix and Sonicsta on the show. Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be on.
Likewise, glad to be here.
Thank you so much. So I'm not a member of the Sonic community, but I talk to a lot of people about stuff I've got very limited knowledge of. That's kind of like the joy of this show for me, is listening to people talk about what they're passionate about. So basically, Josh sent me a couple of videos from both of your channels, ones that I didn't need to know a ton of Sonic lore to appreciate. So I enjoyed those tremendously. So I'd love you guys to talk a little bit about your content. So yeah, first of all, I watched Chaomix. The 2 videos that I watched from your channel was the one where you talked about which US presidents had the best Sonic games.
Oh my god. That's a video I wish more people watched. I know. I had a bunch of friends help me with that one. They're like very political. So and I had to like fact check a few things and like kind of ask them like what would be funny, like because I try to make fun of like every president. Mm-hmm. And like what would be a funny like bash against this guy, and they would like give me some funny thing to talk about. That was a funny one. I feel like not a lot of my audience really got it though, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. I wish that one kind of got out there a bit more.
That's so sad because, I mean, I'm not even American, but I was like, this is hilarious. This is such a fun idea for a video. And I was like, maybe this would be a fun thing to do a Kingdom Hearts video about. Maybe I'll have to get on that, not to steal your idea, work, obviously. Yeah. But, or maybe I'll do like UK prime ministers or what have you. And then I saw the other video from your channel, the one about Sonic's green eyes. And that's, and the design change there. And I don't know, as someone who isn't in the Sonic community, is it like a heresy to say that I think both designs are really great? Is that
not at all? I think a lot of people kind of have an opinion similar to that. But then you have people who are like purists to, one or the other. So it kind of just depends on who you run into.
Got it.
Whoever you run into first on Twitter.
Sometimes there's going to be a problem if you have one opinion over the other, because some people are very opinionated on like which iteration is the best. I like a bit of all of them. Like I have my preferences. I like the adventure era the best, which is the one with the green eyes. And like the one I do my thumbnail art on. He's my favorite, but I like all of them.
Beautiful. Yeah, I enjoyed that video a ton also.
Thank you.
And then, yes. And then the two videos that I saw from Sonicsta from your channel. So I saw the recent video where you were looking for the Sonic cereal and the McDonald's toys.
Oh, that was fun.
I was just smiling the entire time. Like, I was like, this guy's having such a good time. I'm enjoying it. Or were you having a good time? I don't know.
The funny thing was the initial plan was to try to get those, they released like some Sonic shoes, and the initial plan was to get those and wear the onesie with it on. And it just didn't work out well because, the shoes were like really hard to get.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Would have been
But
perfect.
when it came to like actually doing it, it was like kind of weird because I was like, I'm walking around with a Sonic onesie on. Like I'm definitely going to get some looks. So like, if I just fake comfortability, I'll just be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So like after like I did it like the first, I think giant, I was like, yeah, I'm cool. This is fun. This is whatever.
I love it. It's so good.
Thank you. It's fun.
Yeah. And then I also watched the one skit that you did by the different types of Sonic fans. And that was a good time. I feel like I didn't have a ton of like background knowledge to like kind of, I'm like, I think I know what this game is, but I'm not sure. But yeah, no, it was a good video. And I feel like now that I've seen all these things and experienced you guys' passion for Sonic, I'm like, this is making me want to play these games. Like, I gotta do it. I gotta get on this.
You should.
I should.
They're pretty accessible. Like they're on like almost everything. PC, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation. They're pretty accessible, and they're coming out with a collection in June, I think, which is like the
I think it's June 23rd.
First 4. So that's like the perfect entry point, I think. That'll be on like basically every system, PC.
That's exciting.
Harris,
that's got to be my
PS4,
homework.
Right? You got PS4. You have a PS4, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I think
it's
I'm
on
pretty
PS4.
Sure
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's on PS4.
Fun. Yeah, I gotta get on this. Yeah, and then Josh, you do your Sonic music. So any listeners who are unfamiliar, you were my first ever guest on this show. Back in season 1, all the way back. And you wrote the theme for season 1, which then my brother remixed for season 2. We appreciate you tremendously.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be back.
What you working on at the moment?
Oh, well, not to spoil. Well, actually, by the time this comes out, it'll probably be out anyways. Let's see. I'm currently working on a remix of Cool Edge Day, which is from Sonic Unleashed, and working with a YouTuber. Can't really say who or what, but working on some music for a YouTuber. So yeah,
cool we got some NDAs out here. Awesome, beautiful. So for you guys, Chaomix and Sonicsta, just before we get into the discussion of the second Sonic movie, we have a fun segment on this show where I get my guests to summarize the topic in 2 minutes. So the first time that Josh came on this show, he flipped the format on me and he made me explain Sonic to him, and I did a horrible job. But
Tails the cat? Oh.
That never happened. So this time you're not getting it out of it this time, buddy. You're gonna explain the plot of Sonic 2, whether you like it or not.
In 2 minutes?
Yes, I got my timer ready to go. And listen, if either of you guys want to jump in at any point, please feel free.
Please
you ready for this?
Are we all having a go at it at the same time?
Oh, feel free if you want to.
Oh boy, this will be fun.
This should be fun.
This is the 2-minute summary, the wiki article version of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. All right? Okay.
All right.
quick. Can we talk about spoilers in this, or is it just like completely spoiler free?
All spoilers.
We can do spoilers. That is okay.
All right.
If you have not seen the movie, then watch the movie and come back.
Yeah, if you haven't watched the movie, I'm not really sure why you're listening to this, but
right. Okay, 3, 2, 1, begin.
It starts off with the Paramount logo. I'm just kidding. No, it starts off on the mushroom planet, where Eggman landed on the first one, and he's insane as usual, and he makes a thing that sends off like a beacon or something with Sonic's quill, and eventually bird people show up with Knuckles through a ring, and they partner up with Eggman and Knuckles partner up, and they go to find Sonic. And I don't remember the scene after that actually.
I think Sonic was having a house party because his parents, they were going to Hawaii for a wedding, and Sonic had to watch the house. So he had like this crazy house party. But while he's doing that, Eggman and Knuckles show up at his front door.
Okay, we got one.
They just like start.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. They start fighting. And then it turns out that Knuckles is being tricked by Eggman because Eggman is telling him that this guy wants to steal your Master Emerald. So Knuckles is fighting this guy. Sonic doesn't want to fight him. He's like, "Yo, dude, like I'm not trying to steal it. You're being tricked." So then, oh God, what happens after that? Someone help me.
Wait, you're at the part where the Master. Okay, so what happens is Eggman steals the Master Emerald, goes back to Green Hills, and then he causes like this giant Death Egg robot to be made. Knuckles and Sonic decide to work together because Sonic saves Knuckles' life. And then the three of them, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, work together and defeat the Death Egg robot. But then Sonic turns Super Sonic and then destroys the whole thing. So,
yeah.
Through the power of
30 seconds to go. Yes.
I just realized that was the first mention of Tails. Summary.
Tails is there too.
Yeah, Tails is there.
Yeah,
he hits Knuckles with a car. It's great.
We did it. That was perfect.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's not fun. I've had to do this twice. 2 times people have made me do this thing, and it's not the fun thing. So
well, if it's not fun, why do you keep making people do it?
Because it's funny for me.
It's funny, not
for
fun.
Real.
Yeah. It's just kind of like it like throws you off because it's like right on the spot and you have to think about everything that happened.
Yeah.
I have a horrible memory. All right.
Yeah. So do I actually. And so now that's done, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the movie itself. So I want to get all your thoughts on it. But my first question is, how many times have you all watched the movie, and what was your experience like?
I have seen it only once.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna get some flack for that.
It's okay, man.
I meant to see it. Yeah, I meant to see it again with some friends because the first time I went, it was actually the premiere. I went to the premiere in LA, and it was really cool. I got to meet a bunch of online friends and some Sega people, some Paramount people. A lot of the actors and actresses were there. I think Idris Elba was there, Jim Carrey was there, Colleen O'Shaughnessy was there, who's Tails.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Sonic the Hedgehog himself was not there, so I was a bit sad about that. But it was a really cool screening, very hype. I was on basically there were 3 different sections of the audience. There was the middle, the left, and the right. I was on the left side, which is where all the super fans were. So we were just screaming and jumping up and clapping at every little thing that would happen.
Oh, that's so cool though.
Yeah, it was really fun. And the movie was great. I really liked it.
I love it. That's dope. Yeah. What about you, Sonicsta? How many times did you go see it?
I'm thinking, I think 3.
Okay.
3, yeah. Because one was with my brother and his friend, our friend. He's his roommate. The second time was with my parents. And then the third time was with my one friend from school. So that was cool.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I had to drag my parents to see it because I was like, Knuckles is amazing. Trust me. You're going to love Knuckles. And my
You're
mom
not
was like,
wrong
yeah,
about that.
I love Knuckles. And my dad loved the post-credit scene. They're not huge Sonic fans, but they like particular characters. And like Knuckles and the post-credit scene character are one of them. And it's just like, yeah. So.
Awesome. Josh, how many times did you go like in the end? Was it like 3?
No, it was 2.
Oh, 2.
I will be seeing it a third time, I think, next week with my parents because they weren't able to come the second time. But the first time I went with my younger brother, I saw that opening day. And then what is it? I saw it earlier this week. Not just in preparation for this, but I did want to see it again just to, remember everything. But yeah, I saw it again with my brother, and hopefully next week we seeing it with my parents because I think they'll like it. And
let's go. Oh, it's so fun!
I need to step it up. Apparently, I've only seen it once.
I mean,
dude,
so
but you
have
saw
I,
it like
though.
You saw it like the best possible time.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. So you're cool, dude.
I feel
Trust
like
me.
I feel like I'm not doing my due
way.
diligence though, in like raising their.
Nah, you did your part, bro. You did your part. You did your part.
Yeah. I guess we got the fake fan over here. I've only seen it one time, also.
Yeah.
But I'm not with a bunch of people. I went with my sister, and she came out and she was like, "It was all right," and I was like, "Oh." It was so sad. But anyways, so what did we think of this? I really enjoyed it.
I loved it. And I'm trying not to be biased because I was like there for the premiere, and it was probably like one of the biggest days of my life, like being invited to that. I'm like, oh my God, I'm at the premiere. Jim Carrey's like right over there. It was so really cool though. It was I think it's probably the best video game adaptation movie of all time. I can't really think of.
Agreed.
I mean, to be fair, the bar for that is pretty low, but I mean, there's some decent video game movies out there, and I do think that Sonic 2 is probably the best one.
Yeah. I know this gets kind of said a lot, and I know some people really kind of hate this saying, but I really do stand by it when they say that Sonic 1 is a great movie, but is it a great Sonic movie? That's kind of, whatever. But when it comes to Sonic 2, it's like, I feel like it's got like the best of both worlds. I think it's a really good movie and also like a really good Sonic movie. Because you got like all the Sonic elements, the characters are there. It just feels like Sonic.
That's so good.
I agree.
Yeah, I pretty much echo what they said. Think it was a great movie. Yeah, it was a great movie and a great Sonic movie. And yeah, I would just, as soon as I finished my last watch through, I was like, man, I kind of want to just go right back in and watch it again because
I felt that.
It's so good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it because from the first episode that we did, like there were a couple of like Sonic lore things that I was like, oh, I know that. I understand that. Like the thing about Sonic can't swim, and well, I don't remember what the other thing was, but I was like, oh, because I do Journey into Fandom, like I know this piece of information. I felt super smart. But otherwise, I would not have known such a thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, even as a person that is not the biggest Sonic fan, but that's okay. We're gonna learn things. We'll get there.
Yeah, I think they did a good job at making it very like beginner friendly. Like, what's the word? Like
accessible.
Accessible, yeah, to people who aren't super familiar with Sonic. Because I mean, that's what the first movie was for, to kind of introduce everything very slowly. And that's why we didn't have a lot of the Sonic iconography that we do in the second movie. So, now that they did all that with the first movie, they set it up so that, they slowly introduce us to all these characters and things. And now they can kind of use them at full force for the second movie, which I think they did a really good job at doing.
So great. Why don't we start with the characters then? What was everybody's favorite character from the movie?
Knuckles.
It's
gotta be Knuckles.
I'm with you.
He was so good.
Knuckles was his characterization was just, it was so on point. And having Idris Elba, like the first time I heard him, I was like, that's a really odd choice for Knuckles. And then like the more I heard him, and especially after watching the movie twice, I really can't think of a more perfect voice.
Right?
Yeah, he's really grown on me a lot.
Me too. In the marketing and the trailers, they never really had like any big scene where he like talked a whole bunch. Like he would say like some quick one-liner, and I'm like, I don't know if I can like really judge his Knuckles voice until I actually see it fully implemented on the big screen. And I think I'm just gonna say it. I think Idris Elba's Knuckles might be the best Knuckles. It's really, really good. Like out of all the iterations of Knuckles that we've ever had, like it's up there. It's really good.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think what really helps sell that Knuckles voice is just like knowing Knuckles' background and also knowing that like this character is new to everything around him. Like literally he's ignorant to everything that's going on in the world. And it's just like the way he acts isn't dumb, but it's like he just doesn't know, you know?
Exactly.
It's not like Sonic Boom Knuckles. It's like I straight up don't know what's happening. And I think that's why it's so good, because it's like it feels authentic. And I think Idris Elba kind of sells that like really well. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the big difference. I think that is like exactly the difference between a lot of the things that people complain about the kind of like current day game Knuckles and like Sonic Boom Knuckles. Like he's straight up just dumb as a rock. But yeah, this Knuckles, it's not that he's dumb, he's just kind of like naive and ignorant to like our world. And it's just funny because he's so clueless. He's clueless. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And like you can tell throughout the movie that like he's thinking about things. He's not just like passively along for the ride. Like I noticed this the second time, but when he was like, "Oh, Sonic saved the fox. Why would he do that?" And then, Robotnik was like, friends, am I right? And then Knuckles, you could like kind of see like Knuckles was
He's
like thinking
on.
about that. He's like, wait, but I thought we were friends, right?
Yeah,
and then later,
no, Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, and then later he's like, but you're my friend, when he betrays him. And you can tell like he's thinking about these things. He's not, he's not stupid.
I liked how he used the same line against Robotnik towards the end, like, this is how I roll. Like, that was like, that's another point to you, like, saying that he's really thinking about what's going on around him and, like, how he's treated as a character. Because, like, that one scene where Sonic rushes towards Tails in the I can't remember where it is, but, like, the snow.
Siberia.
Or Siberia.
Yeah, that's it. And like you said, Eggman looks to Tails and Sonic are like friends. Like they're his weakness. Knuckles goes, Like throughout the entire movie, like Knuckles knows what honor truly is. Like he even says that when he's snowboarding with like Sonic. So it's like it's really cool to see just how much he values that as a kid. Like that's like the one thing he's not naive about. Like how you should treat other people, and that's like. It's really dope. I don't know.
And so my question about Knuckles, right? Is this the first time he's ever been voiced by a British person?
I think so.
I think officially, yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, so we like Knuckles. What else do we like? What's everyone's favorite like moment in the film?
Can I bring up one more character?
Of course.
So I don't know why. Like in terms of like the core cast, I really like Knuckles, but like in terms of like the more secondary cast, I really, really liked Agent Stone this time around.
Yes.
Like I mean, he was fine in the first movie, but like, I don't know. I just like really, really loved him in this movie. And I got to say, if Jim Carrey doesn't come back, I wouldn't mind if Agent Stone becomes like the main villain because I think he can do it.
I think the funniest thing about that would be like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't even think him and Sonic have ever even met. And I think that would be like the funniest thing. Like he's just pissed off that like Robotnik's gone and Sonic's just like, dude, who are you?
Yeah, that's true.
I've never thought about that, but I think you're right.
I don't think they interact at all. Like
no, like they both.
I don't think they're ever in the same
Sonic's
room.
aware about his existence. Like Agent Stone knows who Sonic is, but Sonic doesn't know who he is. I guess like the only one who really does would be I think Knuckles, and that's it.
Yeah,
he's like Thanos. I don't even know who you are.
No, that's perfect. I want that so much. That would be great. Yeah, so favorite moment in the movie?
Favorite moment?
I like the Sonic versus Knuckles fight scene. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That was really good.
That was really
great. That was sick when they were in the air, just punching each other. That was awesome.
It was so cool. I feel like the Sonic and Knuckles rivalry is one that hasn't been utilized since like the late 90s. They kind of like hinted at it back in Sonic Adventure, but that was in like 1999. Sonic Adventure 2, they're like complete buddies. Sonic Heroes, they're buddies. Everything after that, they're just like complete buddies. They don't even like butt heads in like a friendly manner for the most part. They're just like straight up friends at that point. But I think having the Sonic and Knuckles rivalry be revived like this is so cool. Like I forgot how cool it is seeing these two characters like interact in an antagonistic way towards each other.
Agreed. I think I really like the way Sonic X did Sonic and Knuckles' relationship.
Yeah.
Like you knew they were friends, but like at what point were they going to start breaking out, like fighting or whatever? Because like, you can tell they were friends, but at the same time, they had their differences. They like both had different ways of thinking about some things, so they would fight, to settle it, and it was kind of cool.
Yeah, my first interaction with Sonic was actually through Sonic X. So like whenever I'm kind of like looking at the characters, I always kind of see them through that lens a little bit. And so like the Knuckles I saw in the movie really matched how I saw him as a kid. And that made me feel very nostalgic for a new movie.
Interesting. Very cool. Any other favorite movie moments?
This one wasn't my favorite, but I really loved the plot twist with Randall. Like, not my favorite, but like that was like, what?
Introducing Gun and everything.
Yeah, that was cool. Like, I knew Gun was going to introduce at some point because, like, but at the same time, it was just like, what?
As soon as they started revealing Gun, I'm like, all right, I know what movie 3 is going to be about.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I know who's going to be in that post-credit scene.
Yep.
And I think that's why a lot of people were upset about it. Like, they were like, oh, we know who's coming now. Like, the build-up kind of sucked. I don't personally think it sucked. I like the, like, even though I saw it coming, it was still, like, surreal to see him there.
I know. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, when Rouge is revealed in the post-credit scene, it's so amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about. I had to Google who Sonic 2 Randall is. Oh, this guy. Okay.
Yeah.
This guy. Awesome. I feel like that's something I need to understand from the games, but that's okay.
Well, he's not in the games.
He's not.
No.
Okay, great. Cool. We're catching up.
I do like that.
Yeah, it's not that he's from the games, but the organization that he works for, like the secret.
GUN.
The GUN. They're kind of like a military secret service group. They play a big role in a lot of the games from like the 2000s with Shadow the Hedgehog. So once a lot of people saw that like GUN or Gun was in the movies, they're like, all right, so movie 3 is gonna be about Shadow.
Awesome.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's exciting. We love our edgy boy.
Yeah. The one thing I really liked about them bringing in GUN at the wedding is that, at first I was like, okay, they're off at the wedding, and then we kept cutting back, and I was like I don't mind this, but like, why do we keep coming back here? And then when the reveal happened, I was like, oh, okay, I gotcha. And that made it a lot more interesting.
I was not expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do people think of the whole wedding sequence? Because when I came out of the movie, my sister was like, that was my favorite part because they're humans and it's more relatable. And I was like, I don't know if that's like a popular take.
The general consensus is like the opposite of that.
Right.
So the first movie had humans all over. It was basically just Sonic. He was the only like Sonic character.
Yes.
And like, it's fine. I think actually like who was that, your sister who was saying that?
Yeah.
That's the reason why they did that in the first movie, because they wanted it to be more relatable and just have like one Sonic character. But then in the second movie, they're like, okay, the humans are going to take more of a backseat than they did in the first movie. And then we're going to bring these Sonic characters to the forefront because we kind of like, we primed the audience to kind of be more accepting of these weird little colored animal characters.
Mhm.
So I think, yeah, the general consensus is that probably the wedding scene went on a little bit too long and there wasn't enough Sonic in it. It was like just the humans. And like, don't get me wrong, I think the wedding scenes, they were very funny and I was very entertained by them. But I do think they went on a little bit too long. Which would have been fine if like the Sonic characters were a little bit more involved in them, but a lot of it was just the human characters.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see. Yeah, when I was watching the movie, I was like, I don't feel like most people would be caring about this necessarily. Like, I was having a good time, but I was like, yeah. So I was curious about that.
I think it would have been interesting. And I know this doesn't work for the plot because, Tails was knocked out at the moment. But it would have been interesting if it could have been written in a way to where like Tails was still like awake and he was like taking the like trying to get Sonic out or try to break Sonic out with, Maddie and Rachel. I think that would have made it a little more interesting, or like he shows them how to use his gadgets. I like, again, that wouldn't have worked with the plot they had written, but yeah, if there had been a little more interaction, I think that would have been better, but I don't think it was bad overall.
Right. Yeah. Going off that, I do wish Tails got a little bit more screen time. The fact that he was knocked out for a good like 5 to maybe even 10 minutes, where like he could have been awake doing things. I would have preferred that, like if he was not knocked out, and like, yeah, maybe if Tails was helping out at the wedding, and that could have kind of saved it for me a little bit more.
Yeah, I can see that too.
I get why they did it, but it would also would have been cool to see Tails like around the vicinity, like where Sonic and Knuckles were having that amazing fight with the Master Emerald there. Like, obviously he was like knocked out or something, and I don't know what he necessarily could have done since it was like a one-on-one fight, and you got to have Eggman snatch the Master Emerald. But I feel like that would have been a really cool, I don't know, it would have been really cool to see how he reacted to the whole Sonic versus Knuckles fight right there.
It might have been really cool to watch like Knuckles take on both of them at the same time as well.
Oh yeah,
that could have been cool.
That would have been really cool.
For sure. Amazing. Do we have anything else to talk about the movie itself? Any other burning things people want to mention before we move on to the community reaction?
Do we want to talk about the post-credit scene and what it means for the third movie?
Yes.
That's probably a good place to kind of end the movie discussion on. So Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
let's go.
He's pretty cool. Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hedgy the Hedgy. No.
This next movie is gonna be insane.
Yes.
They're going from like basically this movie, Sonic 2. They covered kind of like Sonic 2 and 3 kind of at the same time, and then added little bits of references and elements from the first Sonic Adventure. But they're pretty much like skipping over Sonic Adventure's story, the first one, and going straight into Sonic Adventure 2, which is possibly like the most like mature, crazy story of the whole series. And there's like a lot of stuff that happens in it that I have no idea how they're going to translate to the movie.
Yeah.
I have faith that they can do it because these last two movies have been phenomenal. And I'm sure they'll find ways to kind of change it a little bit to make it make sense, which I'm totally fine with. They don't have to stick one 1-to-1 with the game. But I'm just a little bit like, ooh, how are you guys gonna do this? This next one is kind of a doozy.
Yeah, I'm really curious how they're gonna handle all the stuff with Maria. And
right.
Yeah, like I think they could justify like, you know, all of Gerald's motives and like, you know, how he, you know, dies and stuff, but with Maria, I just don't know what they're planning to do, especially if they want to keep it PG.
Yeah.
I think they can get around that.
Oh, really?
And I only say that because 4 kids did.
That's true.
Since 4 kids did, I just think that
yeah, 4 kids of all people, if they can do it, I think the movies can find a way to do it.
The one question that I really have regarding Shadow and Sonic, because I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I don't think them killing Shadow permanently is a good idea. I mean, obviously it seemed like it happened in the game, but do you really want to kill off one of the most marketable Sonic characters?
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either. There's been some theories saying that like towards the end he'll get like adopted by Randall, like Tom adopted Sonic.
That would be interesting.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because like, I mean, you could have him like work with Gunn like Randall does, and it would be kind of cool to see that play out. But I was also curious to see what you guys had to say. Like, do you think they'd be able to combine like Adventure 2 and something else, like Adventure 1? Maybe they put Chaos in there or something.
I feel like they wouldn't. Only because the second movie, I was in the beginning before they showed us a bunch, I was kind of thinking they would throw in Metal Sonic as well. But as we know, they didn't. So I'm like, okay, they're trying to be more focused in these movies and not just try to cram a bunch of stuff into it. Like this movie's about Knuckles, so they're going to stick to Knuckles. They're not going to like throw in like this other character at the last second. I don't think they will. But yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, I don't think especially not Adventure. I think they've got too much like surrounding Chaos, where I think Chaos would need like his own focal point of a movie. I think it'd be a lot to try to share it between Shadow and Chaos, especially because like I kind of wish Tails had gotten a little more prominence in the second movie, and like I think it was already hard enough trying to share it with 2 characters between Tails and Knuckles. So I don't know if they could do it with like 2 huge villain characters like Shadow and Chaos at the same time.
Right. Now especially considering how big the events of Sonic Adventure 2 are. I'm questioning how they're even going to just do that one game in a movie. So like I think having both Adventure 1 and 2, that would be insane. I don't think they'd be able to do it if they did.
Now, you see, the only reason I asked that, now there could be numerous things they do with it. I'm literally like one track mind, but when it comes to Sonic versus Shadow, how does Sonic movie 3 end? Because like I said, I don't see them killing off Shadow. So Sonic's not going to like get rid of him. But at the same time, like you have to have them, I guess, team up in that way. So who would they fight?
Right.
And that's why I was
I guess
maybe
the Bio
Chaos
Lizard
can get in.
Like
Bio Lizard, you see, and that crossed my mind too. But I was like, are we taking this movie to space then? Is that what we're doing?
I hope so.
I think we will. I hope so.
Because I mean, I had heard that the space colony arc, of course, space. But at the same time, I also heard other things where they're saying that Shadow is located on Earth somewhere, you know, and
that's
like
true.
The whole thing.
Well, I mean, Shadow's on Earth at the beginning of Sonic Adventure 2. He's in the gun.
He's in the pyramid
Iron Gate
place or Iron Gate. Yeah,
Iron Gate. That's gonna be a huge movie.
It starts with Eggman breaking into the gun security and then unleashing Shadow because they had custody of him in the stasis pod. So that's probably where he is now, and they'll get him there, and then it'll eventually go to the space colony arc at the end of the movie is what I'm thinking, unless they do something like completely different.
Oh my bad.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I want to believe that they go to space, but like part of me is just like, there is no way that I see Tom, Maddie, Sonic, like that cast of characters like going up to space and like like we're jumping from like hunting for the Master Emerald to fighting in space. That just kind of seems like I I don't know. I mean, I guess it did happen with Sonic the Hedgehog, obviously. But like to think about it in this sense, I don't know. It just kind of seems like, whoa. Not that I'm against it, of course.
So my last question about the next movie is, obviously they're going to introduce Shadow, but are they going to introduce anyone else like Amy or Rouge? Because I feel like they'll at least add one more, I think.
I hope they introduce Rouge more than Amy, because I feel like Shadow needs a friend, you know? I'd like to see him kind of have a team. Because, you know, in Sonic 2, it was Sonic and Tails and then Knuckles. It was like 2-on-1. All right. It's a little unbalanced, but that's fine. Knuckles is like really strong. But now in Sonic, going into Sonic Movie 3, it's going to be Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. And if they're all three of them are against just Shadow, that's like way too unbalanced. I think Shadow is going to need one kind of like animal character, whoever that be, probably Rouge. I would say would be the best option for that. So I'd like to see Shadow have a buddy in that movie.
That's a good.
So hopefully, I'm thinking Rouge. I'm hoping Rouge.
It's funny. Not that they couldn't change this character's like origin story or whatever, but I could also see a character instead of Rouge, which I think Rouge is more likely anyway. But I could see Omega ending up in the movie.
That would be cool. That would be so cool. I'd be okay with that.
Like you can literally have him. Maybe he has like a similar background to Shadow, where he's also in the same room as him 50 years ago. And then like all of a sudden, I guess someone goes in there and Omega wakes up and tries to protect Shadow, like he
like
in Sonic
Heroes,
Heroes, where he's like guarding it.
So it's like that kind of way.
I'd be fine with that. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
Or the other way with Rouge, like maybe she goes in there and then she finds Shadow, thinking that it's some sort of secret treasure or something. And then
or she's working for Gun, trying to like tag along him, because like maybe Shadow gets stolen from Gun, so they send Rouge out to like kind of like side with him and like learn who did it and like what he's being used for and try to like get him back. So maybe that could be a possibility.
And there's so much they can do with this movie.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with them taking liberties and kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Same. Do you think all three get in? All of Team Dark?
Ooh, that'd be awesome. That'd be so cool. Then it'd be 3-on-3.
I want that.
Sonic versus Team Dark. That'd be so cool.
Oh man, that would be so cool. I want that so bad now.
Amazing. So many theories. I love it.
We kind of rambled on a bit, sorry.
Oh no, I enjoy it so much. All right. Let's transition into chatting a little bit about what does the Sonic fandom think of Sonic the Hedgehog 2? What's the wildest take that any of you guys have seen about this movie?
The wildest take?
Yes.
The wildest take is that someone thought the first movie was better. And like,
yeah.
That is pretty wild.
I've seen that a grand total of like twice, I think.
I've seen that take a few times too.
Yeah.
Do we watch the same movie?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, not saying the first one's bad, but the second one is just so much better. Like it's everything a sequel should be. Like they did everything right.
Just like going from Sonic 1 to Sonic 2, like in the games, in my opinion. I don't think Sonic 1's a bad game, but just like with that, they took what didn't work, they took all that out, and they put in what did work. And, you know, you got a Metropolis zone in there with the wedding scene. But yeah, overall, I don't think many people didn't like the movie, at least somewhat, especially within the.
Excellent.
Yeah, the fandom can be a little bit divisive at times. But when these movies come out, like we're all holding hands and singing Kumbaya. Everyone is very happy.
That's a good way to put it.
No petty gripes.
Yeah. Like, for at least like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like it's been so nice just like not seeing a bunch of discourse about the movie in a negative way. Like, you know, everyone's talking about it, but like We're not having our usual arguments about which iteration of Sonic is better, or like, well, I didn't like that they did this, or I prefer this or whatever. It's like everyone's just having a great time, and it's so nice to see the fandom just unified for the most part.
I'm so pleased. I'm so happy. Because usually people come on my show and they just tell me about how everybody hates each other. And I'm like, oh man, that's so sad.
I mean, we'll all go back to hating each other in a couple of weeks once the hype dies down. But yeah, for now.
I like that everybody likes the thing. This is good. Yeah. We're making progress.
Yeah. It can be, it's a rare W.
Yeah.
For something this unifying to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can only hope the games will bring another W at some point where just
that's what everyone's hoping.
Yeah.
My fingers are crossed.
Man. Yeah, I think it's so hard because like with hype culture these days, everybody just wants something different.
Mm-hmm.
And you just cannot please everybody ever.
Right. Or everyone wants that thing to be good so bad that like if there's any criticism towards it, they get like really defensive, which happens a lot. But like when the thing actually turns out to be good, then like, all right.
Yeah. We'll take it. Amazing. Yeah. It's like I'm already seeing people complaining about that Star Wars might make it into Kingdom Hearts 4. And I'm like, come on.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Like it's not even confirmed. I mean, maybe, but yeah. But beautiful. We did it. Is there anything else? Anything else we want to chat about this movie? Did we cover everything?
I think the only thing we didn't talk about, and more in regards to the future of the series, is we've also got the show coming out.
There's a
Sonic
show?
Prime.
There's
a
Netflix
show. Like animated TV show coming out.
Well,
What?
I was talking about
at some point.
the Knuckles movie show.
Yeah, the other show. Yeah, there's two shows coming out.
It gets confusing.
Yeah, we got Sonic Prime later this year, probably, which will be 3D animated. But then we've got a Knuckles show on Paramount Plus whenever that comes out.
Wait.
Yeah.
So is a Knuckles show in the movie universe?
Yes.
This is movie Knuckles.
Yep.
Yes.
And he got a show.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a bunch of really cool Sonic things coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have Paramount Plus in the UK? Where do I get this?
Well, it's not out yet, so don't worry.
Yeah, Sonic's having kind of like a winning streak lately. Like everything is popping off, but the games.
Yeah.
Origins looks like it's going to be pretty cool, but like the game, like the mainline game coming out at the end of this year, like we just don't know because they're not showing us gameplay, which that in itself is a little bit worrying. So everyone is like, please be good. Please. Everything else has been so good. Like we are eating so well. We just need the games. Like the game is the final like Infinity Stone. We have like everything but that one last Infinity Stone. Like the comics are doing so good. We're getting TV shows. We have amazing movies. All these cool collaborations. Everything is popping off but the games.
Yeah.
It would just be like a huge letdown if like that if Frontiers was like the only thing that just wasn't up to standard. Like everything else was like beyond levels of what we could have imagined, but then Frontiers is just like, man, no, that would suck. That would suck.
Yeah. As much as I love all of the like other multimedia aspects of Sonic, like at the end of the day, I'm a gamer. I like the video games more than anything. So like it just sucks to see like everything else is doing so well, but the games, but the main course, at least for me, like the games are the main course. It's like, oh, I got all these great appetizers, but like the steak I ordered is just like overcooked and dry and awful.
Yeah, or undercooked sometimes.
Yeah, it's just raw. It's raw.
Yeah, it's just raw. Yeah.
We don't want the raw games.
No,
thank you.
Well, actually, I'd love a raw game.
Paramount
Plus the next
game
is raw.
is coming to the UK
nice.
in summer 2022. So that's hype. we can watch this. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I have high hopes for it.
Same.
I really hope they introduce like the Chaotix into the series, because like weren't they in the backgrounds of one of the prequel comics?
They were.
Sonic?
They were. All three of. Well,
Oh yeah.
All
They were.
three of them, but three of them were.
I don't think Charmy was, unless I missed him. I didn't see Charmy.
He was. You only saw his little
was?
antlers, but that or antenna.
Or-
I don't know what they're called. That was it.
Yeah, antennas.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just Espio and Vector.
Yeah, I didn't know that until someone like disrespected
Pointed it
me in the
out.
comments of my YouTube video saying, "You missed Charmy."
no.
So I was like, "Oh, I guess I did my bad."
Oh no.
Oh, Shad. Yeah. I think the only thing that we need, that we're missing, is a reboot of Sonic Underground.
Yes.
Honestly,
Let's go.
we
Let's
gotta.
do it.
Will they ever
Opening's
find their
still a
mother?
banger.
Yep.
Oh,
Beautiful.
isn't that like the only Sonic show you've watched, Karis? I could be
Yes.
wrong, but that's
And why have I seen that? Well, maybe for my other podcast, it's not come out yet, but that's okay. Maybe by the time this goes up, it'll be out. Or maybe not. I don't know. But yeah. I watched 2 episodes of Sonic Underground with no context. I watched the first episode and the last episode, and it was a trip.
Huh?
Yeah. It was great. By that I mean it was very strange. But anyways, I think we're getting there. Yeah. Thank you all so much for coming on to Journey into Fandom. This was a lot of fun.
yeah.
It was.
Yes. Yeah, please tell everybody where they can find you all on the internet. Yeah, we'll start with Chaomix.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube just under the name Chaomix. I post Sonic discussion videos probably like once every other week these days. I just came out with a video this morning, and it is about the lore of Project Shadow. So if you're kind of like prepping for that third movie, I'd recommend to give that video a watch. It's actually the part 2 of a 2-part series of the Shadow lore. So I'd recommend watching the first one first, and then the one I did today after that. And I think it would just be interesting to know that lore before going into the third movie, so you can like compare it and see like what they change. But yeah, other than that, I do like satire videos every once in a while. I mainly do just like discussion videos where I talk about like really out of the box things. Like I talk about the lore of the chili dogs in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe, or like how Sonic got his green eyes, stuff like that. So if you like that sort of thing, you can find me on YouTube at Chaomix.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. Yeah. So Sonicsta, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, like Chaomix, you can find me on YouTube, Sonicsta, Instagram, that as well, and same thing with Twitter. Same name, each platform. As for my videos, I do discussion videos about Sonic and the occasional Mario video every now and then. But outside of discussion videos, I also do skits, and I don't really know what to classify Sonic suit videos, but I have another one eventually in the works. But that's something. So yeah.
Amazing. Beautiful. Yeah. Josh, do you want to tell everybody where they can find you online?
Sure. You can find me on YouTube at Vividity, Vividity, and on Twitter at VividStar, Vivid_star with 2 R's, because I just could not get those to match up because everything else was taken. So yeah, that's where you can find me. I post mostly Sonic remixes. Hope to branch out more at some point when I feel ambitious. But yeah, that's about it.
Amazing. And you can find me on Twitter at CarrisonFord, which is CarysSonFord. And I hope you have a beautiful day. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you. And thank you all for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. Anytime. So that was Chaomix, Sonicsta and Josh. This was such a fun episode to record, and I'm really grateful to all my guests for coming on the show. My name is Karis. You can follow Journey into Fandom on Twitter at j_into_fandom, and I am at Karisonford on Twitter. That's CARYSSONFORD. Please also join the official Discord for my podcast, Retrospective and Journey into Fandom. And you can support the show by visiting patreon.com/IntoTheCarisverse. Thank you for listening. Bye.